Good evening, everyone. I request Mr. Vikas Singh, President SCBA, Mr. Rahul Kaushik, Vice President SCBA, to kindly escort Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant ji, Chief Justice of India, along with Mr. R. Venkatramani, Learned Attorney General for India. Welcome, sir. I welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant ji, Chief Justice of India, Learned Attorney General for India, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, retired Judges of the Supreme Court and High Court, Learned Solicitor General of India and law officers, Vipin Nair, President, and Nikhil Jain, Secretary Skora, senior advocates, and members of the bar. I request Dr. Monica Gosain, Senior Advocate and Senior Executive Member, SCBA, to come forward and present planter to Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant, Chief Justice of India. Monica ma'am happens to come from Haryana. She has a special request from us that she wants to give a planter to sir. And it's her birthday today also. I request Ms. Smriti Kumari, Member Executive SCBA, to present planter to R. Venkatramani, Learned Attorney General for India. Today is not just a felicitation. It is a celebration of values, of humility, of hope, and of a journey that inspires thousands of first-generation advocates across India. We gather here to honor a man whose name itself carries a light, Surya, and whose judicial work has illuminated the lives of so many who seek justice. On behalf of the entire bar, especially our first-generation lawyers, I wish to say, sir, your journey is our courage. Your success is a reassurance. Your humility is a lesson. You remind us of one powerful truth. I quote, "In the world of law, it is not a lineage that decides destiny. It is a hard work, character, and commitment to justice." I unquote. Your life teaches every young advocate that do not need a surname. They only need sincerity. Justice Surya Kant ji has shown an extraordinary commitment to inclusivity. His order introducing reservation for women in bar elections is not just a reform, it is a message of hope. I say this with a gratitude because I'm myself a beneficiary of that step. Your Lordship elevation brings hope to thousands, a reminder that legal profession is still reward merit, and the son and a daughter of a farmer, a teacher, a shopkeeper, or small town family can rise to the highest judicial office of this country. On behalf of the Supreme Court Bar Association, on behalf of every senior, every colleague, every junior, especially on behalf of every first-generation advocates and women advocates, sir, we offer our deepest respect, our warmest congratulations, and our heartfelt wishes. May your light continue to guide us. With this, I request Mr. Rahul Kaushik, Vice President SCBA, to kindly deliver his welcome address.
Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Judges of Supreme Court, Mr. R. Venkatramani, Learned Attorney General for India, other law officers, Mr. Vikas Singh, our President, Swagya Baghel, our Secretary, Mr. Vipin Nair, President Skora, Mr. Amit Sharma, Vice President Skora, Mr. Nikhil Jain, Secretary Skora, Senior Advocates, and my fellow colleagues at the bar, a very good evening to all of you. Justice Surya Kant's journey from a small town Hindi medium student to the Chief Justice of India stands as a powerful message to every young lawyer in this country that sincerity, humility, and relentless hard work can take you to the highest constitutional office of the land. For today's younger generation, many of whom believe that fluent English, elite schooling, or privileged backgrounds are prerequisites for success, his journey is a living example that brilliance can rise from the most modest soil. He has openly shared that he studied in a Hindi medium government school, often without even the basic comforts that students today take for granted. In his childhood, electricity was a luxury his family did not depend on. Instead, he studied late into the night using a lantern, providing that determination burns brighter than any bulb. Before he ever stepped into a courtroom, he had already learned discipline and responsibility by helping his family in farming. He has often said that working in fields, doing the toughest physical labor taught him dignity, groundedness, and the values of sweat before success. Growing up in his village, there was a deeply rooted social expectation. Once a child completed graduation, the next step was not higher education but employment, so that he could contribute to the family's finances. This was the norm and the tradition, and this was the economic compulsion in rural families. Yet, even in such circumstances, he was blessed with parents who refused to suppress his dreams. Despite the financial pressures, they encouraged him to study further. They believed that education, not early income, would transform his future. This support became the backbone of his journey. Justice Surya Kant was unwavering in his desire to study law. It was an unusual choice for a village boy in those days, but he had clarity in his mind and conviction in his heart. When he started practicing in Hisar, he had no family lineage in the profession, no chambers inherited, and no established network. All he carried with him was honesty, hard work, and the courage to stand up in court. His defining breakthrough came within just the first 4-5 months of practice in the district court. One day, his senior unexpectedly asked him to argue a case, an opportunity young lawyers rarely receive. He argued with such clarity, confidence, and sincerity that the district judge was deeply impressed. The judge called several senior advocates into the courtroom and told them openly, "Don't waste his talent, send him to the High Court." In that moment, the courtroom recognized what the village boy studying under a mud lamp already knew, that destiny favors those who prepare in silence. From there, his rise was remarkable. Within 5 to 7 years of practice, he became a recognized name across Haryana. In the year 2000, he was appointed as the youngest Advocate General of Haryana at the age of 38. In the year 2004, he was elevated as the Judge of Punjab and Haryana High Court at the age of 42. He was appointed as Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh in the year 2018 and appointed as Judge of the Supreme Court on 24th May 2019 and finally as 53rd Chief Justice of India on 24th of November 2025. When we speak of Justice Surya Kant, it becomes impossible to separate his judicial philosophy from the two pillars he has consistently championed throughout his career, legal aid and mediation. Subjects that are not merely administrative mechanisms for him, but deeply personal constitutional commitments. He has always believed that justice cannot belong only to those who can afford lawyers, navigate formalities, or articulate their grievances in polished language, but must be equally available to the poor, illiterate, marginalized, and those who are silenced by the circumstances. Equally close to his heart is mediation, which he calls not an alternative but an essential, human-centered, forward-looking path to justice. In an overburdened judicial system, he strongly believes mediation brings speed, reduces hostility, fosters harmony, and creates sustainable solutions. He has often said that while courts deliver decisions, mediation delivers peace, and the task of a justice system is not merely to end disputes, but to restore relationships. He has emphasized that in a system where litigation is expensive, lengthy, and emotionally draining, the combination of free legal aid and compassionate mediation protects the dignity of the litigant and makes justice humane. Justice Surya Kant has consistently emphasized that women representation is not a gesture of generosity but a constitutional necessity grounded in equality. He believes that true democracy cannot flourish unless women occupy their rightful place in every institution of power, including the judiciary and the legislature. In last 2 years, seats were reserved for women in the SCVA elections and the other bar association elections in the orders passed by him. He was part of the chamber allotment committee along with Justice Gavi and Justice Maheshwari when 500 lawyers were allotted chambers. In fact, today afternoon he called us in his office and he has assured us that hopefully in 2026 the construction of the new chamber block in ITO would start. Also, with regard to the problems which members are facing with regard to 1B issues, he assured us that soon we are going to see some changes and the listing would be more streamlined. Also, the sequence of events he has assured that he is going to discuss with all his colleagues and hopefully the solutions are going to come for that also. On behalf of the SCVA, we wish him a very successful tenure as the Honorable Chief Justice of India. As I close, I just wish to offer a small poetic tribute. From Haryana soil rose a steady flame, with a grit in his voice and truth in his name. Calm in demeanor, firm in command, he lifts the law with a steady hand. Rooted in values, simple yet grand, Justice Surya Kant, Haryana's pride, the course guiding stand. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I request Mr. R. Venkataraman, Attorney General for India, to kindly address on this occasion. Yes.
I think this is Surya Kant, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court. You studied geography in graduation. Cartography is a part of geography. Drawing maps and placing them across different. So then I thought your studying geography was to, in a future time, to make you study geography of India from a different perspective, not from a map drawing perspective, from a justice doing perspective. I think probably at that point of time, your study of geography did not probably put you in that perspective, but we now understand that what was in store for you. So we welcome on behalf of the Supreme Court Bar Association in a way that I think befits your journey. Only 166 kilometers from capital city. Hisar to Delhi is only 166 kilometers, but you travel quite a long distance. And long distance in your studies, in your pursuit of the career, and your youngest advocate general, and being elevated at the age of 42. What a glorious professional career you have, sir. We are so happy to have you as the Chief Justice. I have a sort of personal recollections with the Chief Justice Surya Kant in the past 3-4 years. He has been very gracious enough to adorn being a patron of the Commonwealth Legal Education Association. The opportunity for chairing India has come for about 3 to 4 years. And during this opportunity, he has been again, gracious enough to be part of several international conferences, beginning with the International Conference of Attorney Generals of the Commonwealth countries, and sets in motion a long line of discussions, deliberations among Commonwealth law officers, and also exchange programs with several Asian countries and across South America, South Africa, etc. I'm so grateful to you, sir, for giving you your valuable time, assistance, and insights. And as head of NALSA, you have done wonderful things. Many things which I think we talked about, the invisible victims of our justice system, which you always hear from you and talk about whenever you are in a conference, and how important it is for us to move forward to look at the need for addressing the concerns of invisible victims of justice system. And in a couple of conferences I found, for instance, in California and in Sri Lanka, I find what you said is something very important for the movement of not only our the judicial contribution, national development. I think it's important for us to underscore that that the two does not stand in isolation. What the Supreme Court contributes to the way of law and justice is in a larger sense part of national development in a large canvas. And this is what you said here in California. The exercise of judicial power must be tempered by humility and guided by constitutional boundaries. Courts must not supplant the role of the legislature or override the will of the people. Instead, they must act as facilitators of democratic dialogue. It's a new understanding. Courts are more like deliberating on how you enhance the democratic dialogue. And then you also said, strengthening participatory governance, protecting the vulnerable, and ensuring the rule of law prevails even in moments of political uncertainty. Very important words in contemporary circumstances. And then he went on to say in Sri Lanka, when you always analyze the climate change, the effects and its countermeasures through a domestic lens, we often see, and the perception is created on this, that India, other developing countries, disproportionately bear the brunt of taking the blame of environmental damage and climate change. While I'm not suggesting that there is no room for improvement on our part, when it comes to sustainable practices, wrongdoers often fly under the radar. They're very prophetic words. Then he also said again, we were in a symposium and a conference in Cyprus on the importance of the navigation and ports development in our country, and how the role of the new laws on maritime law is important for enhancing the maritime boundaries of our country. So I can probably go on with the kind of conferences we had in the recent past 2-3 years and how the insights have benefited me personally. But probably I would like to say something before I close. importance of learning from international practices. While we say Swadeshi development is important, I think we must certainly stand by that. But learning from international judicial practices is not to be certainly shunned. But while I say that is, today a globalized world, many things happen across the globe. Many things by way of transaction of ideas, people, migrations of people, happen beyond our control and regulation. Therefore, in the context of emerging new technology ages, how do we really comprehend and understand the role that Supreme Court of India must play in such a globalized world? I think we must keep our doors open. At the same time, we can keep our windows closed whenever necessary. That's how I think we should look at it. But I should not be sitting in the Attorney General. I always speak very heavy stuff, as we want, like the easing, the case delivery in our courts. I suppose we also have some in our courtrooms, air purifiers. So if you want case purifiers, we also need some air purifiers in our courts. Probably SCBA, all these functions will have a lot of demands. SCBA functions demands, I think, is probably unheard of and unthinkable. That must be the culture of SCBA function, in a way to say. So we have more demands from our President and the Secretary General, etc. But before I close, case purifiers and I think air purifiers go together to have our courtrooms a little more breathable and livable. So we invite you to be a part of a great journey for the year and a half with us. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, sir. In the meantime, I request all the advocates who are standing behind, they can take a seat on the balcony. The seats are vacant upstairs. I now request Mr. Vikas Singh, President SCBA, to kindly address the gathering.
My Lord the Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant, Honorable Judges of this Court, Honorable former Judges of this Court, the learned Attorney General for India, Rahul Kaushik, Vice President, Pragya Baghel, our Secretary, SCORA President, Vipin Nair, and Office Bearers of SCORA, senior advocates and other advocates present here. There are some 50-60 students I've called from Amity and also from MIT, because I thought let them also gain some motivation from the journey of a first-generation lawyer who's become the Chief Justice of India. When I talked at the farewell of Justice Gawai, I said that we are going to have 2 consecutive Chief Justices who are first-generation lawyers. I also said that Justice Gawai's name was first recommended by Justice V.P. Singh, who hails from Bihar. Incidentally, in the case of Justice Surya Kant, also his name was recommended by Justice Binod Rai, who is also from Bihar. So we have the Bihar has the unique distinction of giving to this court, this Supreme Court, 2 first-generation lawyers as Chief Justices. So I think this is a huge credit which I can claim being a Bihari myself. Today, when we decided on this farewell, this felicitation date, I was a little apprehensive that being a Friday, people normally leave for home early, and I was wondering whether this hall will be as full as I expect it to be. And this also speaks volumes of the personality of Justice Surya Kant and his love and his affection towards the members of the bar, that today on a Friday we have a full house and we have people standing. Maybe more than 100 people are standing, don't have seats to. So that itself is a testament of his popularity. As far as his judicial work is concerned, I will speak that more on his retirement. Maybe I'll not get this opportunity. Whoever will be in my place will get that opportunity to speak about his retirement. But I have just a couple of cases which I appeared in his court I thought are very, very exceptional, and I'd like to point out that. There was a contempt matter against the Delhi Development Authority and the LG. And it was a clear case of contempt. Trees had been cut without the permission of the Supreme Court, and there was no way but to simply apologize and see whatever punishment would come to these officers. The predecessor bench was taking a very firm view, Justice Oak's bench, and he was rightly so, very, very upset with this whole thing, and he wanted to do some very, very strict, strong action. it so happened that ultimately the matter came before Justice Surya Kant. And there I told him that yes, there is a contempt, no doubt. We have committed a contempt, and whatever punishment your Lordship will ultimately decide, we'll obey. But this contempt has been committed in the process of making a super specialty hospital for people in the paramilitary forces and the army, because, sorry, only paramilitary forces, because army already has a super specialty hospital, and this was first hospital being built for the paramilitary forces. And this road widening is important, and because of this road widening not happening now, the hospital is not being made functional. So when I told him this fact about this reason for the contempt, that's where he did a huge balancing act, and he said that yes, it is a contempt, no doubt, but it is a contempt for a particular cause which nobody can deny is a very noble cause. It's a hospital for paramilitary people who get injured in action, and they don't have any special facility for that. And these are all several, we all know that in CRPF, BSF, etc., they all are facing all kinds of Naxalites and other problems. And they have to be given specialized treatment. So that itself completely changed the course of direction of that matter. And instead of sending people to jail, he said you plant some fantastic number of trees, I think in lakhs, he said, to be planted by the DDA as to purge the contempt. So I think this is a very huge way of balancing. Ultimately, what are we doing? We are looking at the environment, and if the environment can be made better by those planting of trees, and at the same time ensure that the hospital starts functioning, I think it was a fantastic practical way of looking at it. This felicitation actually started in my first tenure as the president of the bar. Previously, the Supreme Court bar never used to do a felicitation. And I realized that everybody else does a felicitation, but Supreme Court bar doesn't do. So I said, why not start felicitation of the Chief Justices and the judges? And the judges are still waiting. We'll do this immediately after this. There are some new judges who've joined. The purpose, of course, is to welcome somebody to our institution and to show that we openly welcome him, to give him full support in the running of the institution and ensuring that it subserves the purpose for which it has been built and for which it is supposed to perform. But also, there is a hidden purpose of telling you what the bar expects from you in your tenure. And that can only be done by doing this felicitation at the start of your tenure, and so that you are given a charter of demand from the bar, and those charter can be looked at during your tenure. We are very fortunate that in the recent past, we have only three chief. I was looking at about 12, 13 years past. Only 3 chief justices have had a tenure as long as yours. 2 of them, unfortunately, were during the pandemic. So, really speaking, the institution was, working on some kind of a default mode. It was only trying to somehow keep the wheels of justice moving, and not much could be done in terms of looking after the affairs of the institution. And once, of course, 2 years went away without consulting the bar, really speaking, so that also period was lost. So this 1 year and 3 months, sir, we are really looking forward. We hope you have done great work in Nalsa for these 6 months, and then this 1 year, 3 months, so this whole period will be of great use to us. Fortunately, we have Justice Vikram Nath here. He will get about 1 year, 3 months as Nalsa head. And the work that Justice Surya Kant has started for Nalsa, I'm sure he will take it forward, he'll take it to a different level, and that's a long tenure, sir, for getting the Nalsa head. So I think that also will be utilized and keep the memento going of whatever mediation work that Justice Surya Kant has started, and the alternate dispute, and as well as the legal aid, etc., which I think is the real way of ensuring justice for all, ensuring that every justice reaches to the last mile, and every citizen of this country doesn't feel that there is any way stopping him from getting justice. Now, just a quick demand, sir. I'll hand this paper to you after this. So there is a welfare stamp for lawyers, which we have been crying for a very long time. And I have also suggested a small amendment in the Supreme Court rules whereby it can be easily done. Because unfortunately, every high court has a welfare stamp, or rather every bar council has a welfare stamp, but our lawyers are not from any particular bar council. And we don't get the benefit of any bar council, so we are actually sort of not taken care by the overarching organization, which is Bar Council of India, because we have lawyers from all over the country. Some of them get their Bar Council registration transferred, some don't. So there is no way by which even if the Delhi government announces something for the lawyers, many a times people living in Noida don't get it, people living in Gurgaon don't get it. So it's a big challenge for us, and law is one profession where there is no social security, and if people in our profession who unfortunately don't do so well get into any problem, there is no way by which anybody will help them. We have to do something on our own individually, on individual basis. But if there can be an institutional mechanism for raising some money on a regular basis, we can provide a lot of social security for our members. The Supreme Court advocate on record, there is an issue about advocate record moving outside Delhi. So that should be only because the rule says you have to remain in Delhi. So people, and that is creating a problem in the registry also, because people are uploading files from outside and not coming in Delhi to take care of the matters, which is also a big problem. Elevation, sir, I've requested in the Law Day function also, the Honorable Minister also has said that he will try and work on the MOP. And if the MOP can be worked, sir, then definitely this will be a very important step in giving a impetus to the credibility of the eco-religion system. And that will really bring in transparency in the system, which is the only allegation against the eco-religion system. So that will be a huge thing for the institution. The state-of-the-art chambers, which we have 1.92 acres of land, because our lawyers who come from all over the country, if without chambers, it is impossible for them to establish themselves. And we all know, and we've all gone through that stage, that a chamber, how much importance it makes in your career. So if you get a chamber, even a small one, it will be of great help to the bar. And there is a land which is already allotted for chambers that could be done. The museum, I'm told, you all have already taken the decision to remove it, but a suitable place, I'm sure, in the E block can be fine. But the moment the security of this area is removed, every time that we have to come, Mr. Ganguly last time also had a problem, but now, of course, during any function, we don't have a problem. But gate 1 otherwise is not open accessible to the bar, which is not correct, because gate 1 is, there is a representation by about 200 lawyers who have given with photographs how gate 1 gets crowded, because that is a normal gate open for them, is used by the metro, by so many other institutions there. So it is like a morning, it's like an ordeal for lawyers getting in here. So gate 1 should be open for the lawyers. The elevation, of course, will be taken care of by the MOP. Otherwise, there will definitely be, I'm sure you will definitely look at our names to be considered for elevation on a regular basis. There are a lot of infrastructure here, like meeting room, etc., which is not available to the bar. That can all be given. Litigants should be given a better facility in this court. So far, they are a little neglected. We don't have a lunch room, sir. I've been raising this since my first tenure. There is no lunch room, for a very small, dingy kind of a lunch room. Our members who have been elevated from the bar will vouch for that. And it's really, we need a good lunch room. Corridors need to be upgraded. Software need to be upgraded, sir, in a very big way. Today also we had a very fruitful discussion today in the afternoon with Justice Surya Kant, where the software upgrade, as well as how filing will be improved, how listing will be improved, how morning listing may not be necessary because the matter will automatically get listed immediately. And also this list will be 1 onward, and there will be no morning list which will change the order. So all that we are hoping to get some relief by December of this year, so that by the next year we will have matters called strictly by the list, which used to be the practice in this court. About 10 years back, there used to be no second list. Whatever used to be the list used to operate like that only. The Ayush facility and the CGHS facility, at least for regular practitioners of this court, because we are considered to be, and we've had actually incidents where people have died in this court only because we couldn't get immediate medical access. So that also facilities, which is also a demand which is pending. So I would only stop at that. I'll pass this on, sir, to you for your kind consideration. And I welcome you once again. I assure of the full support of the bar for all your initiatives. I know you have a very positive mind for the institution and for the members of the bar. And I offer my full support, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before I call sir, I have few lines here. सिरसा हिसार रोहतक बोले, घर घर बाजे ढोल, आज हमारे गांव का बेटा नाय का बना मोल. सूर्यकांत सीजाई साहब, आपसे रोशन पूरा देश, हरियाणा ने बढ़ाया मान, घड़ी घड़ी राम राम, घनी घनी परिवेश. I request Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant ji, Chief Justice of India, to kindly address this august gathering.
My sister and brother judges from the Supreme Court of India, led by Justice Vikram Nath, Executive Chairman, National Legal Service Authority, Justice Maheshwari, my sister Nagratna, and other colleagues, Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Learned Attorney General for India, my brother Justice Rishikesh Roy, former Judge of the Supreme Court, is also present with us. Learned Additional Solicitor General of India, Shri Vikas Singh, President, Supreme Court Bar Association, Shri Rahul Kaushik, Vice President, Pragya Baghel, Honorary Secretary, Supreme Court Bar Association, other office bearers of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Shri Vipin Nair, President, Shri Amit Sharma, Vice President, and Shri Nikhil Jain, Secretary of the Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association, other office bearers of SCORA, Secretary General, Registrars, and other officers of the Supreme Court establishment, a very distinguished, eminent senior advocates who have also graced this occasion, my friends, members of the Supreme Court Bar Association, especially the young members of the bar who on a Friday have chosen to be with me on this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thankful to the Supreme Court Bar Association for inviting me on this event of felicitation. Two promises, one I have already made to my brother Justice Vikram Nath, and the other which I am making to you, is that my speech will be very brief on a Friday evening, and I am not going to speak from a written kind of or a formalized kind of speech. Whatever I wish to share will straight come from my heart. About my life, about my history, I will not a single word. It's not the occasion to say all these things. Most of the things are there in public domain, you know very well. Each one of us, in fact, have a different kind of struggle in life. One thing I am quite sure, that irrespective of your background, the success, whether on the bar side or on the bench side, and both are in fact the symbol of your professional success and your eminence recognition as a professional, it comes because of the hard work, commitment, dedication, integrity, and professionalism. I was also among those very fortunate people who got this opportunity, and probably I was able to avail that. I will start only with reference to my association with bar and the amount of close proximity and an emotional bondage throughout my life I maintained with the bar. I just want to share only few instances, and then probably that for today I will close the event. After 15 years of my practice at bar, I became Advocate General of the state. There were certain demands by different district bar associations in the state of Haryana, and there was a lot of conflict between the state government and the bar associations. There were some PILs in the High Court, The Chief Justice was very angry. He was saying that you are not providing the basic infrastructural facilities to the bar associations, which of course being an integral part of the judicial system they are entitled to. And at that point of time, at that juncture, I took over as Advocate General. So the first statement I made before the Chief Justice was that give me 2 months' time, this issue will be resolved. He was kind enough, he gave me 2 months' time. And somehow or the other I was able to persuade the state government to authorize me on behalf of the state to visit different bar associations and take care of their demands. And in that process, I was lucky enough that I got allocated even the financial powers to allocate, release funds to the district bar association. The first thing I did was, I made sure that all the district bar associations, wherever it was lacking, I provided them library, because I thought for my young members of the bar, the most important weapon to be a skillful professional is that they must have a very good library in the bar rooms. And that was followed by computerization and various other infrastructural facilities. As I said, that was in 2000, July 2000. I resigned in the morning at 9 o'clock because there was a lot of emotional breakdown in a way that I was living as Advocate General. I was very fortunate in that sense that the state government, the then governor, they had a great liking for me. So they asked me not to have any break in my AGship and judgeship. So I resigned in the morning at 9 a.m. My resignation was accepted and notified at 9:30, and I took oath at 10 a.m. I was 3 years old judge when I got a call. Suddenly somebody talked to me. He said, the Chief Justice of India wants to talk to you. I started trembling because I have never thought of that with 3 years old judge will get a call from the Chief Justice. I was again very fortunate. Certain responsibilities at all India level were assigned to me. I was picked up that I am only telling you, I did not disappoint. Justice Sikri came as our Chief Justice in the High Court. Unfortunately, an episode took place. A member of the bar had a physical fight with one of the security officers in the High Court complex, and the issue really got flared up. I was at number 10 or 11 in the seniority, but only because of the reason that I used to have, and I had a very consistent, very cordial, personal level relationship with the bar members, that in the odd hours I got a call that I must intervene and try to get it resolved. Within next day, I think before even the court work could resume, I was able to persuade both sides and the matter was amicably settled. After some time, Chief Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul came as my Chief Justice in the High Court. And there were very multiple serious issues in Ludhiana bar. And Ludhiana is the largest, biggest session division in Punjab and Haryana. And going by the convention and practice, that district is assigned always to a senior most judge or among the top 3 senior judges. At that time, I was 8 or 9 number in the order of seniority. But because of the multiple issues, Justice Kaul again asked me that I want you to be the administrative judge of Ludhiana Session Division. I shared him certain issues, but eventually he decided and he assigned me that responsibility. Believe me, after that, I am talking of 2000, Brother Masi can correct me, 2012 or 13? 12 or 13. After that, I have never visited Ludhiana bar. But many members of the Ludhiana bar were here on 24th November to attend my oath ceremony. Only because, again I went there, I had to go repeatedly. One by one, there were 4 bar associations. In fact, because of the groupism and the rifts, they had formed different bar associations. I got them again amalgamated, ensured that there is only one bar association. They had issues with the district judiciary, those were also resolved. And we very peacefully, till date, there has never ever been a problem in Ludhiana, and things are moving in a very perfect manner. In High Court, again an issue arose with some young lawyers were agitated because they thought that they were being ignored in terms of some infrastructural issues, maybe in in a way that bar should be recognized by the bench that they were facing some issues. And I court-hold all those youngsters to whom I thought that they can indulge in problem. So I persuaded them to form a young lawyers forum there, an association by them, and instead of allowing them to have any kind of negativity, we introduced a very constructive activities there. We decided to have a informal workshop every week. We will discuss one legal subject, all the young lawyers will come. I personally used to go. I used to pick up my colleagues, senior and juniors, will take one of them to there, go and lecture them. So in a way, after some time, the young lawyers started realizing that yes, they too have an existence in the bar, and they too have a place in the heart of the judges. And that went very well. Those young lawyers till date, now they are organizing events which are of even international platforms, and they have their own now, recognition at different levels in the system. I gave this background only to tell you that bar I always treat as part of my family. If you have any kind of difficulty, this is my difficulty. This is my responsibility to take care of not only the individual, not only the association or the bar members as a whole. Even if the individual member is experiencing any kind of difficulty, it is my duty, virtually as head of the family, to look after it. I can only say you, this is the time that me, in your absolute cooperation, which as Mr. Vikas Singh very fairly, very candidly, he has extended that full cooperation for and on your behalf. I think this is the high time that we must start performing. And my test for you will be only to the extent and the degree I am able to perform and come up to your expectations. I will definitely require your support. There will be certain issues. A resolution may take some time. There will be issues which will be immediately resolved. Today, I requested the President of the Bar Association, other office bearers, as well as the office bearers of the SCORA to spend some time. They were kind enough, they came, and I shared certain ideas how I am starting, first of all, to streamline the listing of the matters, the cause list, and not only the listing of the matters in terms of the days that unpredictability, that element of uncertainty, that how it can be factually addressed, so that your valuable time in mentioning or the court time is also not wasted, and that we can utilize that time for some constructive purposes. So that first issue, probably as pilot project or maybe as an initiative, we are commencing from Monday. I am quite sure, and I can foresee that there might be certain difficulties at the initial. There will be hiccups. Whenever you introduce a new thing, the certain issues do arise. But with your cooperation, with your support, and with your timely advice, and your ideas and suggestions, which I always look forward, we will be able to resolve those issues. I have then, as far as the issues of the bar, the requirements of the bar, the facilities which bare minimum facilities which the Bar Association require, all these priorities I will keep in different phases, and one after the other will come out with solutions. I think I must give you also my, if not monthly, at least twice or after 3 months, tri-monthly reports I will give to you that this much has been done and this much is left. Fortunately, we have already started a very ambitious project of construction of the entire new building of the Supreme Court. Phase 1 is already going on. I am already last couple of months being there in the building committee. There I have been looking after that project. I am quite sure that within a short span we will be able to have enough space to address some of the issues which are pending for a couple of years, in fact. But without waiting for that, whatever the urgent issues are there, I promise you, I assure you, those will also be definitely resolved. I must also acknowledge before you it's not that by single-handedly my ability that will really resolve all the pending issues, whether on the establishment of the Supreme Court or as a Chief Justice of India, the responsibility is to look toward the entire judiciary in the nation. So we will have certain challenges in the district courts, in the high courts, or before the Supreme Court. It is our duty, it is our collaborative efforts that we will find out some viable solutions, and we will effectively address those issues to take the Indian judiciary to the highest position which it always deserves. And in this entire my endeavor, I must very candidly acknowledge the contribution of my sister and my brother judges for each and every reform, for every positive action which we plan to take. They are far ahead of me, their vision, their commitment, their support. That is going to be my real wealth, which I intend to invest in the system and in the institution. I must also recognize today before you that it is not one Chief Justice of India will come and do some miracle or magical wand he will bring. This institution has grown. This institution has gained its strength by different leaders from time to time who have really done invaluable service to the system. So I am thankful to all the Chief Justices of India in past who, with their best of abilities, with their commitment to the cause, with their experience, with their ability, with their jurisprudential principles, which they have on judicial side and administrative side, done commendable job. And whatever leadership they have provided in the past, that is the benchmark for us to move ahead. We will have an introspection. We will see that the journey which they have already crossed and the destination, how much it is left. With your help, you being on both sides, we will achieve that journey, we will achieve that goal. Thank you very much for inviting. Thank you very much for promising me the cooperation. And again, I assure you that I will not going to disappoint the bench, the bar, the consumer of the litigants for whom actually we owe our existence. The system will definitely work. It will come out with a glorified future. Thank you very much.
The members who could not be felicitated on Constitution Day will be honored after the vote of thanks, as some of the judges have to leave. So I request Mr. Vinay Dubey, Joint Secretary SCBA, to give vote of thanks.
Thank you, Pragya. Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Judges of Supreme Court of India, Sri R. Venkatramani, Attorney General for India, Sri Vikas Singh, President, Sri Rahul Kaushik, Vice President, Ms. Pragya Baghel, Honorary Secretary, SCBA, Senior Advocates, members of the bar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the entire bar, it is a great honor to propose the vote of thanks on this special evening of felicitation. सर आपके लिए शेर है सर. हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी वे नूरी पे रोती है, बड़ी मुश्किल से होता है चमन में दीदावर पैदा. अल्लामा इकबाल का है सर. For millions of farmers across the country, this day is a moment of pride. For the Chief Justice of India is being one of their own, coming from a family of farming background in Haryana's Patwar village. His Lordship truly understands the problem and worries of small farmers and the values of their hard work. Today, the farming community across the country and the people of Haryana especially feel proud that one of their own now leads the highest country of the judiciary. I myself personally feel more proud as I also come from a farmer family like many of us present here and am part of the legal fraternity. For Honorable the Chief Justice, every girl in this country is like a daughter. And this strong belief shapes his vision of justice system where every woman can stand with confidence. His Lordship always stresses that women must feel the law supports them fully. And he calls for women to take part in public life and justice institutions like never before. This shows his humility and strong commitment to gender equality. On this occasion, the bar places on record its deep gratitude to Honorable the Chief Justice for attending this felicitation despite his heavy duties as new head of the judiciary. We are equally thankful to all the judges of the Supreme Court of India for gracing the occasion. I am also thankful to Mr. Honorable Justice Rishi Kesh Roy, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. We are deeply thankful to senior advocates, members of the bar who have joined us today. Your presence adds immense value to this celebration. I also thankful to Mr. Sukumar Parjoshi and Ms. Asna Srivastav, former Vice President, Mr. Rohit Pandey, former Secretary, Mr. Anil Hooda, Mr. Sandeep Singh, Mr. Ajay Bansal, former Office Bearer of SCBA. Sri Vipin Nair, President, Mr. Nikhil Jain, Honorary Secretary, Mr. Kaustubh Shukla, Joint Secretary and other Office Bearer of the ISKORA, Ms. Nandini Gore, former Secretary of ISKORA. I extend my sincere thanks to Learned Senior General, Secretary General, Sri Shekhar Mugante, Mr. Bharat Parashar, Secretary General, OSD, Mr. Kuntal Sharma, Registrar Admin, other registrars of the Supreme Court and members of the media for their coverage and support. The members can join us for high tea on this floor and ground floor.
I request members who could not be felicitated to come on the stage to receive certificate of honor from to Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant ji, Chief Justice of India, Mr. Vijay Kumar. We will do the memento and group photograph after this. And Telangana Bar Association will especially come. Please be on the side of the right hand side of the stage. Mr. Vijay Kumar, please come on stage. Mr. Vijay Kumar. Mr. Ajay Bansal. Mr. Ajay Bansal ji, please come on stage. Ajay Bansal. Mr. Vijay Kumar Senior. Wait. Mr. Ajay Bansal, sir, please come on stage. Dr. Yashpal Sharma, thereafter Mr. Syed Imtiaz Ali ji. I'm calling the name of the people who were left on the Constitution Day. Dr. Yashpal Sharma and Mr. Syed Imtiaz Ali, sir. Syed Imtiaz Ali, sir, is here. Ms. Dr. Arpit Lal, thereafter Dr. Arpit Lal. Please come on stage, please. Thereafter, Mr. Abhimanyu Singh. Dr. Arpit Lal. Mr. Abhimanyu Singh. Mr. B.S. Agrajit and Ms. Meetu Goswami. Abhimanyu Singh. Mr. B.S. Agrajit, sir. B.S. Agrajit, sir. I saw him here. Mr. Agrajit, sir, and Ms. Meetu Goswami. Mr. Sebastian Joseph, thereafter. B.S. Agrajit, sir, is here. Sebastian Joseph. After Agrajit. Sebastian Joseph, sir. Mr. Navneet Weber. Advocate Mr. Navneet Weber. Navneet Weber. Hi. Navneet Weber. Miss Deepa Joseph. Dr. Dhanalakshmi Krishna Iyer, Advocate. Dr. Dhanalakshmi Krishna Iyer. अभी आएगा 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 मिस्टर कुशल किशोर. अभी आएगा 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 इसका इनको वहाँ खड़ा कर सकते हो पीछे मैं नाम नहीं अभी अनाउंस लाइन से होगा पीछे करो. मिस्टर कौशल किशोर. मिस्टर कौशल किशोर जी एंड मिस्टर बशीर अहमद मोहम्मद खान जी. मिस्टर कौशल किशोर जी ज़्यादा नहीं है. मिस्टर सौरभ अग्रवाल जी. मिस्टर सौरभ अग्रवाल. डॉक्टर सौरभ अग्रवाल प्लीज टू कम ऑन स्टेज. खिंचवा देंगे पहले अपना मेमेंटो करेंगे. देयर आफ्टर डॉक्टर जनक राज जय सर. जनक राज जय सर. हाँ जरा संस्था लेकर जाना. संस्था सौरभ का सर्टिफिकेट दे दो. सौरभ अग्रवाल से. मिस्टर सैयद एम आतिफ. मिस्टर सैयद एम आतिफ. मिस्टर सुरेश कुमार शर्मा जी. हाँ मिस्टर सुरेश कुमार शर्मा जी. मिस्टर ब्रिजेश कुमार गुप्ता. Thereafter, Mr. Brijesh Kumar Gupta, please come on stage. Thereafter, Mr. Siddharth Makkar and Ms. Pavni Makkar. Mr. Siddharth Makkar, Ms. Pavni Makkar, Mr. B.B. Mistry. We are ending soon. Request for some patience. We are ending soon. Mr. Pavan Duggal, please come on stage. Miss Sangeeta Malhotra, ma'am, please come on stage. Mr. Dr. Devki Nandan Sharma ji, please come on stage. Wait, sir. First, we SCB का moment होगा. पहले एससीबी का होगा इसी मोमेंटो तेलंगाना बार एसोसिएशन इनको फुल पकड़ा देंगे. अच्छा ठीक. इस मिनिश I request all the Telangana Bar Association advocate to kindly just give flowers to sir. तेलंगाना बार एसोसिएशन. एक बुक और वन सेकंड.
मैडम वाइस चेयरमैन सुनील गौड़ बार काउंसिल ऑफ तेलंगाना.
नहीं इनको बस फ्लावर देना चाहते. तेलंगाना बार एसोसिएशन के वांट्स टू गिव फ्लावर्स. डॉक्टर पवन दुग्गल, संगीता मल्होत्रा, देवकी नंदन. Dr. Devki Nandan Sharma ji, please come. Telangana Bar Association people, I'll just ask you to come on the left hand side, on the Telangana Bar Association people. Wait, अभी SCB करो. अभी बाहर का शाम को होगा सर. अभी सबका नहीं करा सकते हम तो कल होगा. हाँ. सुप्रीम कोर्ट EC members, I request them to come on stage to give memento to Honorable Justice Surya Kant ji, Chief Justice. एक हमारी बात होगा. अभी से बात होगा. वेट. मुझे मैडम कब अलग से नहीं होता सर. ग्रुप चाहिए. अभी नहीं. ये तो सब 50 लोग आए हैं ना वहाँ से. इन्हीं के साथ हो जाएगा. इन्हीं के साथ चले जाना. ठीक है सर.
नहीं, आपकी परमिशन तो चाहिए ना।
इनके साथ इनको भी सर को भी ले लेना।
थैंक यू मैडम, थैंक यू।
I request, please give way. Thank you, everyone. I request all the BC member to come forward and give a memento to Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant. All the EC members, please. I request Vikas Singh, President SCBA, to give memento on behalf of the Supreme Court Bar Association. Here.
I request all EC member to come on stage for photograph.
नहीं धीरज तू ही खींच देना फोन मेरा बंद हो गया
वो वैसे वो रेडी है। Young Bar Association Advocate, Youth Bar Association, please come and give bouquet of flowers.
मैम उसके बाद हमारा
आप सब तुम भी उसके साथ हो, इसी में चले जाओ। अलग से नहीं होने वाला है, अलग से नहीं होने वाला है। अब नहीं खिंचा पाएंगे सर, अब तो बहुत लेट हो गया, अगली बार आ जाओ।
मैम
Thereafter, I request all the lady advocates from Haryana to click. Haryana to click pictures.
वुमेन्स के साथ वुमेन्स के साथ
थैंक्स सर, सो नाइस। अरे नहीं हाँ हाँ, वो तो उसका लिंक डाल देंगे पीछे। चलो अच्छा ठीक। बस ऐसे ले तो